Welcome to Diplomat TV. In this episode, young Ambassador Alex is visiting the Royal Embassy of Saudi Arabia. Together with young ambassadors Jarin and Aldo, Diplomat TV took a look at the archaeological excavation site at the Big Church in The Hague. And in 2018, The Hague will host the One Young World Summit. Diplomat TV's young ambassador Alex is visiting the Royal Embassy of Saudi Arabia.
And I have 3 boxes with me. They're full of questions, and I hope to find out all the answers before I leave. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Can we come in?
Yes,
Thank you so much.
Extending across the northern and central Arabian Peninsula, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is a country that is heir to a rich history.
Thank you so much. Hello.
Hello, Alexander. How
Thank
are
you.
you? Nice meeting. It's a pleasure having you here.
Nice to meet you too, Your Excellency.
Not at all. Thank you.
Pleasure is
Please.
all mine.
Maybe just to give you a quick review about, we just passed the security, and here is the reception office for the consulate, for the visas to be issued, and documentation, authentication of papers, documents. We have the offices here, the security people is here. This small lounge is for Saudis who are coming here to, if they need any kind of assistance. Now we have to go up and see what's upstairs.
Okay,
Okay,
super
thank you.
excited. Let's go to the questions.
Please.
The big
go ahead.
questions.
Yes, let's
Okay.
go. Please.
Thank you so much for inviting us here. We have 3 boxes full of questions for you, and I hope that I'm going to get a couple of good answers. First box has a couple of personal questions. The second one has more serious job-related questions. And the third one is a fast talk, which you have to reply very rapidly, the first thing that comes to your mind. Why did you want to become a diplomat?
Maybe it's my interest. When I went to the United States, I went to study business administration. And while I was there, I think I got much interested in politics and all the media that you can see in the United States. So I shifted my studies from studying business administration to political science. So I think it was my own interest.
Okay.
And till now. It's a lot of headache, but it's quite interesting.
Hopefully we can find out something about what is your favorite cuisine?
Oh, it's very difficult. I always miss my mother's traditional cuisine, especially here in the Netherlands, and I'm away from her.
Thank you, and I'm sorry for the question, especially now whilst you're fasting.
It's okay, thank you.
Maybe we can get some more important questions that I'll
Yes,
pick one
please.
from here. What are the main challenges you have to expect to face in your profession?
Well, you can expect anything because I think you are already prepared to expect the difficulties. They are there, but I think we are all equipped with all the resources, even we are mentally prepared to tackle these difficulties. So the most difficult thing is once you see killing of people, this is the most difficult thing. As I always say that taking the life of innocent people is something that is unrepairable. You cannot retrieve it back. I mean, you can have so many beliefs, but it's how you act to these beliefs, how you perform them. So it could be, as you said, an Orthodox, as a Christian, as a Jew, as Muslim, or as another religion. But the most important thing is the actions, it's not the belief itself. I think you should not take your belief to the extent of killing other people and harming others. This is a dangerous part, and this is not only as Muslims that it goes for any ideology. We have seen so many terrorist organizations in the past and still exist. You can believe whatever you want to believe, but you shouldn't take this to the extent of harming other people by killing or bombing.
Together with young ambassadors Jarin and Aldo, Diplomat TV took a look at the archaeological excavation site at the Big Church in The Hague. The Big, or Sint Jacob Church, was built on top of a sand dune. Together with the Binnenhof, is the oldest remaining building in The Hague. The church is located at the edge of the old town where the markets used to be. There were once small houses connected to the walls of the church. Until the year 1689, people were buried in a large cemetery surrounded by a wall that lay in the church square. A part of this wall appeared again during the recent excavations.
Deze heeft ook een mooie aftekening van de kist hier, hè? Ja, dit is geroerd hier. Want hier is het ook allemaal geroerd, hè? Ja.
The Department of Archaeology in The Hague clean up all artifacts before they are studied. Excavated human bones are examined before being reburied at a new location.
Hi,
Hey.
Hey.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Ik ben Peter. Hey.
What I was thinking, isn't it, this is a graveyard, and isn't it disrespectful for the people who's laying there? Is it disrespectful to them that you were digging them up and you were researching them?
That's a good question. Like, the thing is, in the Netherlands, I think everywhere around the world, when your grave isn't forever, but eventually the bones are being reburied. So we have places in The Hague and near churches that we can, on a real graveyard again, then we can rebury the bones and then they will be at peace again.
Can you tell us about your department?
We're working for the local government, for the city of The Hague. So the city of The Hague has an archaeology department. It's like a team of archaeologists being paid by the city. We're standing now on an excavation done by us, but that's how our department works.
What is the best part of being an archaeologist?
It's a very exciting job. If you're like a field archaeologist, even by standing here, I see it in your eyes too. Everybody is expecting, looking at what do you find now? And even for archaeologists, also, although we know what's there, or we know what to expect, it's always very spannend. I'm not sure. Exciting to know, okay, what's coming out next. That's the nicest part. You don't know what to find, and it's the thrill of finding things, and then eventually interpreting them, and then making a story, and you can, put it out in the world. That's also a very nice thing about being an archaeologist.
What is the most interesting thing that you have ever found?
Well, that's a very difficult question because we find a lot of nice things in The Hague. So this is one example of a very nice big project, but we have lots of them. Last year we excavated in the south side of The Hague a very big site for the new freeway into The Hague, the Rotterdamse Baan. And that's a very big project, and we found like hundreds of thousands of findings, and also we found a Roman pot filled with silver coins and bracelets. So it's a Roman treasure. I was the one that we dug it up with a metal detector, so it was like my biggest find ever.
The Minister of Education of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Dr. Ahmed bin Mohammed Al Isa, he recently had a meeting with the Dutch Minister of Education. What can you tell us about this meeting?
I think the two ministers talked about the Saudi students here and the residency permits for the male guardians, also some exchange programs. Another program that has been developed in Saudi Arabia is that we have more teachers, Saudi teachers coming to training here in the Netherlands. The one issue that was raised, which was, I think, most important, was the Dutch students who are who are studying in Saudi Arabia or going to study in Saudi Arabia or even coming back. when they finish school in Saudi Arabia. And we heard that in the media and some others that these students, when they come back from Saudi Arabia, they are being radicalized. So we have discussed this with the minister, and we were very open, and we said we are willing to sign a memorandum of understanding to arrange these issues, and we are very transparent. So we are willing to cooperate fully with the Dutch government in this issue, because we think there are some exaggeration in this matter, because we have seen hundreds of thousands of non-Saudis who come to Saudi Arabia for over 50 years, and they go back to their countries, and the extremism or radicalization is something that we will not tolerate this. If it's true, then we will not tolerate it, but we have to make sure that such accusation must be credible and must be realized, and otherwise, if it's just rumors, then we will not listen to it.
On May 9, 2017, there was an official opening of Saudi Cultural Mission in Den Haag. What is the function of this office in this building?
One of the main jobs of the office here is to take care of the Saudi students who are here studying in the Netherlands and Belgium, by the way. But I think the cultural part is something of great importance to Saudi Arabia, because a lot of people think of Saudi Arabia as only a desert or as oil, but I think it has a lot of cultural things to show to the world, and especially to the Netherlands.
What is the current situation now in Saudi Arabia in terms of economy, politics, and innovation?
We have set up now a vision for Saudi Arabia that it has to reach by 2030 in terms of the economy, that we have to diversify our economy. We should not be very dependent on oil. Education, we have a lot of programs. It's a huge plan that will change Saudi Arabia, that will open up a lot of opportunities for the Saudi males and females. And it's a good opportunity for everybody, not only for the Saudis, but for our partners outside, international investors also. We are extremely hopeful that we can reach a very successful rate in this vision for the people of Saudi Arabia.
Can we hear the lesson of life from Your Excellency, Mr. Abdulaziz Abba Hamed?
Please enjoy the moment that you are in. Never think of what you are going to do tomorrow, or what you are going to do in a week or a month or a year, or how much happiness you will get if you go there or if you are around there in the future. Please enjoy your moment. Don't miss it.
Thank you so much for your advice.
Thank you very much. Appreciate your coming.
What's the most interesting thing found in this site?
On this side, well, I'm not the project director of this site, so I'm not sure, but the thing is that we're standing here on the graveyard. So that you see the big church in the background. Around the church, or also like everywhere, there's the graveyard. And even on places like this, when it's also being developed already by tram tracks, and the graves are still in the ground. So the thing that we found, an intact graveyard, still underneath all these activities, that's a very special find. Another special find is a wall around the cemetery.
The church is built on sand, and that sand, the dune, is very old. So we can expect here far much older features from people who eventually lived here about 1500 years ago.
Are you going to bring all those bones here to the laboratory, or only the part that you think will be useful for research?
I will take only the approximately complete or nearly complete ones, so the ones that actually were partly in anatomical position, and those ones I will check. The one from the big pile of bones, the context is lost, so I'm not taking those.
Is there any more archaeological sites to be discovered in The Hague?
Yes, well, the city of The Hague is a very rich place for archaeology. There's a lot of archaeology to be found here. The earliest remains we find are Neolithic in the city of The Hague. And well, we're now standing in a historic city, so even until now it's being people living here and depositing their things. So there's a lot of archaeology in The Hague.
Do you have good budgets for these kind of researchers?
Yes, in the Netherlands it's being done like the people who want to develop something, they have to have a budget for archaeology. So they have to pay for the archaeologists. You can learn about the past, and that's our past. Right? The people lying here are our ancestors eventually, and not maybe, but they're living in the same place as we are standing on now. So we have a connection with them.
We are here for the presentation of One Young World Ambassadors. Let's see what is it all about.
My name is Kevin Huijsen.
My name is Kelly Buis.
My name is Hein Laterveer.
My name is Lisa van der Heijden.
My name is Hussein Al-Qasai.
We will present our ambassadors who are going to represent our city at the One Young World Convention in October, which takes place in Bogota, in South America.
One Young World brings together the world's rising future leaders and initiative takers.
What do you expect from the summit of Colombia?
I'm looking forward to meeting new young people who are also making a difference in the world, getting inspired by their message and what they are doing, and perhaps maybe I can take it home to start my own initiative. But also meeting the counselors. For instance, they said that Kofi Annan, but also Dalton Cruz is going to be there.
In 2018, The Hague will host the One Young World Summit.
Going to have the kickoff, the launch of our campaign for the One Young World Convention, which takes place in October 2018. Today, The Hague serves as a home base for more than 200 international organizations. Many startups, companies, non-profits and knowledge institutions can be found in our city. And what brings them together is their shared desire to work on social and global challenges, to build a more just and peaceful world. So in my humble opinion, there is really no better place than The Hague to organize the 2018 One Young World Summit. As the host of this Davos for young internationals, we can create a legacy for young people in The Hague, in the Netherlands and over the world.
What does it mean to you to be a member of the One Young World Ambassadors team?
I feel myself obliged to join all these people, and young people especially, to connect and build bridges between the different worlds.
During the kickoff, the Hague Orchestra for Peace gave a performance.
The group you hear playing of the children, they are my students. And my old students who came from Syria because of the war to the Europe, not just to Netherlands, with my new students who I teach now here in The Hague. And that's why I am teaching, to make groups of my old students, my new students, to play for peace. So the name of the orchestra is Hague Orchestra for Peace. Now I speak English, my Dutch is not good, but when I play music, all of you will understand me. If I am sad or happy or what I want to give you, it's exactly with the children. The children, they didn't speak one language. Some speak Chinese, some speak Dutch, some speak German language, some speak Arabic, but they play all together. That's the language of the peace.
Last year, One Young World was in Ottawa, and with great pleasure, coming year, this international summit will be held in The Hague. We are very pleased that we get this opportunity.
I am Rosa, and to me, Colombia is an impressive example of reconciliation and a very suitable location to hold the One Young World Summit 2017.
I'm making a difference because this morning the only thing I had to worry about was whether my train would be on time. I'm making a difference because we live in a country where everyone can be who they want to be, where we live free and we can rely on good working legal systems.
Our young visitors will get a first-hand experience of the value of our international city of peace and justice. But more importantly, through this summit, we can strengthen the role of younger generations by giving them the opportunity to share their perspectives.
A 15-year-old boy named Taha told me, they are just like us. And with they, he referred to his former enemies, to the group of guys he used to fight on the streets of Tripoli, a city in Lebanon. And it was at that moment that I realized how impactful it can be if we have the chance to meet others, to see what divides us, but also to see what brings us together. Because I believe making the world a better place starts by connecting people.
With 1,500 delegates from over 190 countries, the One Young World Summit brings together more countries than any other event besides the Olympic Games. And at previous summits, the delegates were joined by a variety of world leaders, including Justin Trudeau, Emma Watson, Archbishop Emeritus Desmond Tutu, Sir Bob Geldof, Kofi Annan, Sir Richard Branson and Mary Robinson, to name but a few. The One Young World Convention is very important and very in line with our strategic focus on international relations, on international peace, justice and security matters, and therefore we would like to promote new young world leaders in thinking with us about global solutions which will have a global impact.
We are One Young World. Thank you.
Last year it was in Ottawa, this year in Bogota, and next year in the Netherlands, in our city, in The Hague.
Yes! Thanks for watching Diplomat TV. For any feedback, ideas, or suggestions about our program, please email us at contact@diplomattv.com. You can watch this and other episodes at diplomattv.com.